Hello, everyone. My name is Thomas, and the focus of my final essay is going to be the Stanley Parable and how it critiques the illusion of choice and explores fairly existential themes in gaming, especially free will within predetermined systems. So today, I'll be analyzing a screenshot from the game that captures what I think is the core tension of the game and, symbolizes the topic of my paper. Um, Oh, and how, this what looks like a small momentary choice is really just a trap that you can't actually escape from. So, this moment, this occurs early in the game, and the narrator will always say, when Stanley came to a set of two doors, he entered the door on his left. Super simple, right? But this scene launches like a philosophical loop. Now, do we follow the narrator's story? And in a sense, the game's true story? Or do we rebel and try to take the right door and our own path? Now, this binary is exactly what the game wants us to question. So let's break it down a little bit here. The audience is the player and someone expecting agency. The purpose is to offer a decision. However, the context hidden beneath that deceptive simplicity is that both choices are scripted. Design-wise, the game has lured us into thinking that we're in control, when actually it's a tightly authored experience. Whether you go left or right, the game has a path ready. And even when you try to defy the narrator, that defiance has already been written into the structure. This line right here is crucial. It's not just guiding Stanley, it's daring the player to question the authority of the narrator. But in doing so, it traps the player in a false binary. You can't step outside of the system because the system includes your rebellion. That's where the existentialism comes in. It's much like the Greek story of Sisyphus. The player will keep pushing forward, pushing the boulder up the hill, thinking that their choices matter, only to end up in another loop. This image reminds us that even when we seem to escape, like like in the so-called freedom ending within the game, we're still just in the game's logic. This is a recursive structure that is the perfect metaphor for the myth of agency. So, I'll open it up to you now and ask you the questions. Have you ever played a game or used a digital platform where you felt like your choices didn't matter? How did it affect your choices or experience? And do you think it's possible for video games or any form of media to give us real control? Or is that feeling always constructed? Thank you.